Hello students, welcome to Economics class. The topic for today is sexually transmitted diseases, or you can also call it sexually transmitted infection. Now, sexually transmitted diseases, it comes as a result of sexual intercourse or sexual activities. These sexual activities also come with the risk of sexual transmitted diseases. Now we want to look at the meaning of HIV and AIDS. Now we have human immunodeficiency virus. Then AIDS, we have acquired immune deficiency syndrome. Then from there we look at the types of STDs. The types of STDs are, we have the gonorrhea, we have the syphilis, then we also have AIDS. Now let's take it one by one. Gonorrhea is caused by bacterium called Neisseria gonorrhea. Then it is spread through sexual contacts between the infected persons. Now, what are the symptoms? Symptoms are the signs of gonorrhea. Number one is itching and discharge from sex organs. Then we have painful urination. That is, whoever that is passing through gonorrhea or have such disease, it will be difficult for the person to urinate. Then infertility. Infertility means inability to give birth, what we call barrenness. Then, for example, if a woman has it, it can also affect the baby in the womb. That is, a pregnant woman that has it will affect the baby in the womb. It will affect the eyes of the baby. Then it can affect the baby during birth. Then it can also affect the baby during breastfeeding. So that's for gonorrhea. Then for syphilis, it is caused by bacterium too. Then the name of the bacterium is Treponema palladium. It is spread through sexual contact as well. Then the symptoms are, number one, it causes sore. That is, it produces sore on the sex organs. Then it also results to fever, ache, rashes, and hair loss. Then at latter stage, it also affects the heart, it also affects the eyes, then it also affects the brain. Then the moment it affects the brain, it can lead to what we call insanity. That is what we call, madness. Then it can also lead to death. So that's for syphilis. Then the last one is AIDS itself. AIDS is acquired immune deficiency syndrome. It is caused by the virus called human immunodeficiency syndrome. Then it is spread through sexual contacts. That's number one. That is sexual contact between the infected persons. Then it can also cause by transfusion of infected blood. That is when someone collects blood from infected person. That is, the blood is not being screened. So it can also cause AIDS. Sharing of unsterilized sharp objects like syringe, like needle, like razor blade. So then another one is, it can also cause by a pregnant woman that has it. It can easily transfer it to her baby in the womb. That is, when the baby is in the womb. Then during birth, the moment the baby is being born, the baby can have it. Then during breastfeeding, the baby also can have HIV/AIDS. Then let's say the symptoms, that is the signs of HIV/AIDS. Number one, different kind of diseases can show up, like fever, like rashes, like diarrhea. So that's number one. Two, it can lead to loss of weight. So it can make someone to lose weight. Then the worst thing is that it can also lead to death. Then luckily see different ways by which HIV/AIDS is not spread. It does not spread by sharing food. It does not spread by hugging, by sleeping together, by sharing clothes. So that's for HIV/AIDS. So then under this we have self-medication. Self-medication is a situation whereby a person chooses drug for herself or himself without the knowledge of the qualified medical personnel. That is, when someone chooses drug, maybe you ask someone to prescribe drug for you, or you prescribe drug for yourself when you are sick. So that's self-medication. Then this occurs I told us that it occurs as a result of maybe you choose drug for yourself, you have a family member, you have a friend, you have someone that is not qualified at all to choose drug for you, or you go to a medicine store, then you tell the dealer there, that is the chemist, to prescribe for drug for you. So that's self-medication. Then we have consequences of self-medication. That is the danger of self-medication. If we involve in self-medication, what are the results? What are the dangers? Number one, it can lead to drug abuse. It can make us to abuse drug or misuse of drug. Then serious sicknesses can show up. Even some sicknesses you are not even think of can show up as a result of self-medication. Then it can also damage some organs in the body. It can damage some internal organs in our body. Then it can make us to resist to drug. That is, it makes us to resist to drugs. Then it can prolong the length of sickness. It can make sickness to stay longer than than usual. Then it can also lead to death. So that's that about sexually transmitted diseases. Before we come to an end, now let's quickly go over what we've learned. So we look at the meaning of HIV/AIDS. We look at the meaning we look at the types of STDs. I told you we have gonorrhea, which is caused by bacteria. We have syphilis, which is also caused by bacteria. Then we have AIDS, which is caused by virus. So that's just that. Then from there, we look at the symptoms of gonorrhea, syphilis, then the AIDS itself. Then we look at how AIDS spread. We look at the way it does not spread. Then we also move to self-medication. I told you that self-medication is a way by which someone prescribe drug for himself or herself without the knowledge of qualified medical personnel. Then we also look at dangers of self-medication, which are drug abuse or misuse, which can prolong the length of sickness. Then it makes someone to resist drugs. That is, to make our body to resist drug. Then it can prolong the length of sickness. It can also lead to death. I said it can destroy some important organs in the body. I think with this, we've gained one or two things. Thank you.